Aloha there, everybody. Well, g'day, I should say, because I'm from Australia. My name's Troy Methorst. I'm going to give you a little quick rundown about myself and share a little tip with you today on how to manage stressful situations, which can be applicable right now to the COVID-19 situation or actually applicable in any aspect of life. So about myself, currently I'm one of the directors of Veteran Mentors. You can check us out at www.veteranmentors.com.au. We're just a youth, we are a youth mentoring company, probably one of the leading ones in Australia, I would say. My background is from the Australian Defence Force. I spent 10 years in the Australian Army from 2003 to, quick math, 2013. In that time, I was lucky enough to be deployed to a few different stressful situations. I could probably say would be the nice way to put it. East Timor and Afghanistan were probably a couple of highlights for me in that regard. Discharging in 2013, I found myself a little bit lost and probably battling a bit with post-traumatic stress disorder. After reaching out for help and receiving certain help, I realized that I still had a lot of gifts to give to the greater community, and hence starting the business and Veteran Mentors. So the tip I want to give you guys today is a pretty simple tip, and I actually developed it from a few different aspects, and I call it the immediate action. The immediate action. In the Army, when something goes wrong, we generally have what's called an immediate action where we carry it out straight away, instinctively, straight away. Now this immediate action is for us, which can be used in any situation, and this immediate action will help us maintain a calm clarity of thought so we can make a decision based on the heart, not something crazy from the head, which may result in something that we might regret later. And I'll give you an example of where this may be used. Potentially you might be at home right now and you might see a stressful thing on the news, or you might get an email from something that's quite stressful, or you might have an interaction with someone, a neighbor or someone even in your household potentially, where you want to react and potentially react with something that could be violent in form of verbal violence or physical violence. Definitely those two things are not productive at all. So what I'm going to teach you now is the immediate action. Now the immediate action is 3 phases. First thing is we stop. Pretty simple. Second thing we do is we take a big breath into our belly. And then we think. Now that's pretty straightforward, and you might think that's probably a little bit silly, but actually it's a very good spacing tool to create space between that immediate conflict, whatever it may be with you, for you to gather your thoughts and send some information back that is productive in a non-violent, either physically or verbal way. So stop, breathe, think. That's the very first thing we teach to the students on our program. Now in that phase, in the stop, breathe, think, we cut out the first response where we want to react. Avoiding reacting, and we want to be proactive with our response. Stop, breathe, think. The bigger the breath you can have in, the longer you can hold your breath, the clearer your thoughts will be. I found breathing probably the most important thing for dealing with mental health. Getting outside and exercising, perfect, but in these challenging times, potentially we might not be able to get out as much. So I really implore you to look into some breathing techniques. I mean, Wim Hof is one, there's yogic breathing, all sorts of different breathing, which is fantastic for us. But to bring that all back into our lesson, we can do a simple breath technique in any challenging situation, which will help us maintain that clarity of thought. So, when you're faced with that challenging situation, carry out the immediate action. Stop, breathe, think. If after you've done that, you still feel like you want to react with violence, whether physical or verbal violence, take that moment to step away from the situation, move into a different room, I'm fortunate to be outside here in my courtyard. I've got a courtyard in my unit. Find somewhere where you can go to gain that space, to create further opportunities for you to go in and breathe and focus on what you're actually trying to portray. Often when we react, there's something we want to say, but we've reacted and we've done something silly or something unproductive when really we just wanted to understand something. So I hope that little trick can help you guys. And if you want to check out more about my business or me, feel free. www.veteranmentors.com.au. Awesome, guys. Well, look forward to hearing from you all soon and have a good one. Thank you.